Abu-Jamal's case has not been resolved, and yet it is already historical. He is the only political prisoner on death row since the Rosenbergs. That is history. He has been awarded honorary citizenship of the city of Paris, unheard of since Picasso in the 70s. That is history. And now, Mumia is receiving a unique honor for his 53rd birthday. The city of Saint-Denis, on the outskirts of Paris, is naming a street under construction Mumia Abu-Jamal Street.
According to the movement in defense of Mumia Abu-Jamal, that Black Panther is a victim, a martyr, whose only crime is to be a revolutionary against white America, who therefore had to be muzzled in a system in which he had no chances at all. A recent event will give a better idea of what all this Mumia Abu-Jamal noise is about. Atlanta, March 2000. Shots ring out. A policeman is killed. The leader of the Black Panther movement is arrested for killing the lawman, and the prosecution asks the Georgia jury to apply the death penalty. What happens next? In America, nobody cares, nobody reacts. Around the world, nobody cares, nobody reacts. In fact, chances are that you, the viewer, have never heard of this shooting, or that the name of this Black Panther Justice Minister rings any kind of bell. For those of you who might be interested, Mr. H. wraparound goes by the name of Jamil Abdullah Alamin. For your information, the Muslim cleric of Atlanta's inner city eventually escaped the death penalty. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole by a Georgia jury, which rejected the request of prosecutors to execute him. But isn't it strange that the valorous defenders of Mumia Abu-Jamal, who had no way of knowing that Jamil would never be given death, or for that matter be executed, would at no point gather to defend this other former leader of the Panthers? Well, as it happened, the dead policeman, whose name was Ricky Kinchin, As it happened, the dead policeman, whose name was Ricky Kinchin, was black, as was one of his colleagues who was shot, but who survived. And this serves to illustrate the true nature of the people marching around the world, both within the United States and abroad. Their main reason is not to defend Mumia Abu-Jamal, or to defend members of the Black Panthers, or to defend African Americans. Their main raison d'etre is to have a stick, and any stick will do, to bash Uncle Sam over the head with. Did Jamil deserve less of a defense than Mumia, whether the proper legal kind in a court, or the popular sort with demonstrators marching in the streets? If Daniel Faulkner had been black, nobody would have made a big deal about his murder. If the man who killed Daniel Faulkner had been white, nobody would have cared much about the crime either. Nor would his name have been bestowed upon a Paris street. If, on the other hand, the policeman killed by Jamil Abdullah Alamin had been white, there would have been 50 demonstrations organized on a weekly basis around the world. In other words, the demonstrations around the world are all about what their members claim to be fighting: race baiting. The movements, whether in America or around the world, are not for justice, they're not for truth, and in a sense they're not even for Mumia. They're all about seeking out and using whatever can be used to bash America with.